What's up, y'all? It's Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, with another Rikers Island story, man. And let's talk about Chiali. Chiali, some of you may be aware of who he is. A lot of my older viewers might be aware who he is. Some of my younger viewers, you may know who he is through watching some of his interviews on the DJ Vlad YouTube channel, right? So let's break it down how Chiali, who was a young brother with all the potential in the world, the gift of rapping, didn't necessarily throw his whole life away, but destroyed his career and lost 2 decades of his life to the prison system because a man threw a Frank at him and opened a FrankStand on him. And more importantly, it was the uncle of his child. I think it was his firstborn. And also, you know, the brother of his baby mother. And for those of y'all who don't know what opening the FrankStand is, it's called telling another man, suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it means to open a FrankStand. Now, before I get into Chiali, matter of fact, I'm gonna get straight to Chiali. Now, Chiali was a rapper from the Bronx, New York. I forget right now what part of the Bronx he from, but he from the Bronx. Now, he was a part of a known crew, a known rapping crew, right? And he already had his first album out, and he had to have been maybe 17, 18, definitely younger than 20 years old, right? So his first album comes out, it has moderate success. I believe it went gold. Now, at this time in the early 90s, matter of fact, I think this might have been like the year 2000, like 99, 2000. At this current point in time, a gold record is considered to be a flop based off of the time period that we're dealing with in the record industry, where everybody physically bought copies of CDs at $10 to $15 a pop. That was considered a flop. But for somebody who just came out, this is an era where in the music industry where you can still become a real big success. A lot of people's first album ain't do so great. The most famous one, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, which is known to be a classic, but it did not sell too great when it first came out. But anyways, Chiali is now in the street still, and you know, he's hustling and stuff like that, trapping or what have you. He ends up having an issue. He ends up having an issue with the brother of his baby mother, right? Now, this issue was over something very, 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 very petty. This issue was over like a cassette tape or something like that. Something like that he didn't necessarily ask his baby mother's brother for permission to use, or I think it was the other way around. The guy didn't ask Chiali for permission to use it or something like that. It's one of those situations either way, but this situation is, like I said, it's petty. It's petty, it's real petty. So now a little bit of time goes by and they nowhere near each other. This misplaced item is discussed between the two of them over the phone. So while this situation is going on, the conversation gets heated. And while the conversation is heated, right, Chiali's baby brother says, hey, yo, listen, man, suck my, you know what I'm saying? Threw the whole FrankStand at him, threw the whole Sbarro stand at him, right? So now, Chiali, being a young brother from the streets, who remembered his brother telling him like, yo, listen, man, you don't let nobody talk to you like that. Somebody talks to you like that, you deal with them. So now Chiali, being a street kid, he grabs his gun, and he already make up his mind. He basically like, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna put him down. I'm gonna put him down. He basically made his mind up without making his mind up. But see, he grabbed the piece. He grabbed the piece, he hopped in the whip, and now he drove to confront dude. So now immediately once he see dude, they get into an argument again. And I think dude said it again to his face. And then once he said it, boom, he just let him have it. He just let him have it. And I believe he said he emptied the clip on son. Let him have it, boom, laid him down right there. Immediately leaves the whole area. Come to find out hours later, dude died. So now, Chiali goes on a run all throughout the East Coast and the South for about 2 years. Then the police catch him. He ends up confessing on what he did. And I think he cops out to like 17. So like 17, comes out like 30-something, close to 40. And he been home ever since. But here's the thing. And this is how this destroys black families and destroys black lives, destroys black kids. How is a mother supposed to feel where the man who she loved kills her brother who was another man that she loved, and she has this man's child? How is she supposed to raise her child? How is her child supposed to feel about the situation? If his child felt like he or she had the right to never talk to Chiali again, which, you know, usually people not going to do that to their parent. You know, they're going to want to get to know their parents still, but if he or she chose to never talk to Chiali again, that's something that Chiali would have had to just accept. You feel me? Because he let his emotions get the best of him. But then, did he let his emotions get the best of him? Or did he just stand on principle? You know, I feel like New York popularized that term and for the worse. New York popularized that term, you know, with the help of all New York rappers, namely like DMX, Dipset. You know, like it just got very, very popularized to the point where, you know, like it's worldwide now, you know. Like I remember being a young kid, being 12, 13, 14 years old, and we were saying that to each other. But then at the same time, when people who are not us said it to us, we supposed to wild out on them, jump them, cut their face, stab them, shoot them. And that type of hypocrisy has to be called out in our communities, because we got to pick a side. If it's not cool to say, then it's not cool to say ever. It's as simple as that, you know. And as fathers, we got to explain that to our children. You know, me personally, I had this talk with my kids over the summer. You know, I had King and Cameron in the house, and, you know, they picking up things off the internet, and I just catch them saying to each other, suck it, suck it, suck it. Right now, they wasn't saying the whole full term, but I'm noticing that, see, they exposed to this terminology at 8 and 9 years old, and I wasn't even exposed to this till I was like 12, 13. So they getting exposed to it at a younger age. And I remember I laughed a couple times, right? Hearing them say it to each other, and then they start joking around saying it to me. And then I started getting annoyed, you feel me? And I had to sit them down, and I spoke to them. I'm like, yo, listen, that term that you talking about, that's a term that is very disrespectful. It's not manly to say. And if somebody says that to you, you shouldn't allow people to say that to you. More importantly, y'all brothers. Y'all not supposed to be saying that to each other. And I'm y'all father. You are no longer allowed to say that to me again, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm going upside your head. I'm going upside your bean sprout. You know what I mean? I explained to them where it come from and how people have died behind saying that to people, or at least being seriously physically injured behind saying that to each other. You know what I mean? And I told them, I'm like, hey, listen, sons, kids, don't you ever say that to somebody unless you're willing for 3 things to happen. That's either for you to fight, kill, or die. And don't say that to another man unless you're prepared to fight, kill, or die. But understand that if you think it's just going to be a fight, it could lead to you either having to kill somebody or them killing you. Because we all know people can't fight these days, and once you beat them up, they mess around and come at you with a weapon anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's the chiali story. Hopefully a lot of people can learn from the chiali story. For the people watching this who never heard of chiali, this is just an example of, you know, what happens when you live by a code. When you live by a code, you really got to live by it. So are we going to continue to say this to each other, or are we just going to unanimously agree that it's just not cool? You know what I'm saying? Because even me now, like, I don't never say that to nobody. No one really makes me angry enough for me to say that to them. But I know myself, if somebody said that to me, I'm liable to go back to jail, even getting still now, you know what I'm saying? So we just need to unanimously make it not cool. Peace.